Did you know there's a country in Europe where you can swim in over 1,000 islands, walk through ancient Roman ruins older than London, and visit a town that holds the world record for the smallest city on Earth? Croatia isn't just about Game of Thrones filming locations. This nation hides secrets that will blow your mind. From beaches that change shape with the wind to museums dedicated entirely to broken relationships, this is not your typical European destination. So, what makes Croatia the most underrated travel gem of Europe? Stick around as we uncover 15 shocking facts you won't believe are real, but absolutely are. Like, comment with your favorite Croatian surprise, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more jaw-dropping travel discoveries around the world. Number 15. The Mediterranean gem that defies expectations. Just when you think Europe has no more secrets left to uncover, Croatia proves you wrong. Tucked along the dazzling Adriatic Sea, this crescent-shaped marvel borders 5 different countries: Slovenia, Hungary, Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Montenegro, creating a fascinating cultural crossroads that feels both ancient and alive. Covering approximately 56,594 square kilometers, Croatia is nearly the same size as West Virginia, but it offers an astonishing diversity of landscapes. From the towering Dinaric Alps to the lush plains near Slovenia and the mythical Dalmatian coast, evoking scenes straight from Homer's epics, Croatia feels like a condensed version of Europe itself. The country's name derives from the ancient Slavic tribe Hrvat, which arrived in the region during the 7th century. Today, it's officially known as Republika Hrvatska, and the primary language is Croatian, a Slavic tongue closely related to Serbian and Bosnian, yet distinct in rhythm and tone, often described by Western ears as expressive and melodic. Despite having a population of only about 3.8 million, fewer people than in Los Angeles, Croatia's influence stretches far beyond its borders. There are an estimated 4 million Croatians living abroad, creating a powerful diaspora in countries like the United States, Canada, Germany, and Australia. This global network has helped preserve Croatian culture and amplify its voice on the international stage. But what truly sets Croatia apart is its extraordinary climate. In one day, you could ski down the snowy slopes of Mount Platak in the morning, and just 1 to 2 hours later, dive into the warm waters of the Adriatic near Rijeka. The coastal regions enjoy a classic Mediterranean climate, sun-drenched and breezy, while the interior and mountainous areas experience crisp, snowy winters. This rare blend of climates makes Croatia one of the few places in Europe where you can live 2 seasons in a single day. Have you ever visited this stunning destination? If you have, share your experience in the comments so others can discover the beauty of Croatia through your eyes. Number 14. Houses for just 16 cents. And you might even get paid to take one. What if owning a home in Europe cost less than your morning coffee? In the quiet border town of Legrad, Croatia, this seemingly impossible idea has turned into an unbelievable reality. Located just a 2-hour drive from the capital, Zagreb, Legrad has made global headlines by offering abandoned houses for the symbolic price of only 1 Croatian kuna, just 16 cents. This initiative emerged from a crisis that's been growing since World War II. Over the decades, Belgrad's population declined by nearly 50% as younger generations left in search of better opportunities in cities or migrated to Germany and Austria. With homes left to decay and the town slowly hollowing out, local authorities made a bold decision. Instead of letting history vanish behind crumbling walls, they opened the doors, literally, to newcomers willing to give these houses a second life. But it gets even more surprising. Along with the near-free homes, the town is offering financial support between $3,500 and $9,000 to help buyers renovate these properties. Of course, the deal comes with conditions. Buyers must commit to living in Belgrade for at least 15 years, show they can support themselves financially, and complete renovations within 3 years. Still, the offer has already drawn over 500 applicants from across the globe, ranging from French couples seeking a slower pace of life to Canadian tech freelancers dreaming of a peaceful remote work haven, to Americans eager for a fresh start in Europe. In a world where real estate prices are skyrocketing and city life grows increasingly stressful, Belgrade offers not just affordability, but the promise of simplicity, purpose, and connection. Would you consider starting over in a quiet Croatian village for just a few cents? Number 13. Croatian women are renowned for their loyalty and strength. When Central European resilience meets Mediterranean grace, the result is unmistakably embodied in the women of Croatia. Known for their statuesque beauty, Croatian women typically stand around 5 feet 7 inches tall, roughly 1.70 meters, making them taller than most of their European counterparts, with only a few northern nations like the Netherlands or Iceland ranking higher in average female height. Their features often include radiant skin, expressive eyes, and high cheekbones, framed by dark blonde or brown hair characteristic of the Balkan region. Yet beyond appearance, what makes Croatian women stand out globally is their multifaceted strength. More than 60% participate actively in the labor force, and about 32% currently hold seats in Croatia's parliament, surpassing the European Union average of 30.4% as of 2023. These figures reflect not only their ambition, but also the nation's growing gender equality. However, it is their deep-rooted values that have truly earned admiration. Croatian culture places strong emphasis on family, loyalty, and emotional stability, and this is clearly mirrored in the country's remarkably low divorce rate, just 1.5 divorces per 1,000 people annually, according to Eurostat 2022. That's significantly lower than rates in countries like Germany at 1.9 or France at first 8. What do you think shapes a culture like this? And would you be curious to explore their views on love, loyalty, and international relationships? If so, drop yes in the comments, and let's continue the journey together. Number 12. A retirement paradise. You've probably overlooked. In an age where peace of mind, affordability, and natural beauty are more valuable than ever, Croatia is emerging as one of the world's most unexpected retirement paradises. Named by Forbes as one of the top 12 global destinations for retirement, Croatia offers far more than postcard views. With over 1,200 islands, 8 pristine national parks, and countless towns adorned in Roman, Gothic, and Baroque architecture, this Adriatic gem allows retirees to live surrounded by centuries of history and breathtaking coastal charm. Strolling through ancient stone-paved streets or enjoying a quiet coffee under sun-drenched terraces becomes a daily ritual rather than a vacation fantasy. Yet Croatia isn't just visually enchanting, it's also remarkably secure. Ranked 15th on the Global Peace Index by the Institute for Economics and Peace, it far surpasses many Western nations in safety, including the United States, which typically falls between 120 and 130 in global rankings. For retirees, this sense of security is invaluable. Moreover, Croatia provides generous tax incentives, particularly for those from the European Union, the United Kingdom, and North America. Thanks to international tax treaties, many foreign retirees can receive their pensions without facing double taxation. Healthcare is another pillar of Croatia's appeal. The nation boasts some of the best medical infrastructure in Southeast Europe, with advanced hospitals in cities like Zagreb, Rijeka, and Pula. For as little as $50 to $100 per month, retirees can access private health insurance, making quality care both accessible and affordable. In a time when the cost of aging comfortably is skyrocketing across much of the world, Croatia offers an alternative path, where tranquility, culture, and well-being intersect by the sea. Number 11. The unluckiest, or luckiest, man in the world. When it comes to wild stories of survival, few can top the incredible saga of Frano Selak, a Croatian music teacher whose life has become legendary for defying death. It all began in 1962, when a train he was riding from Sarajevo to Dubrovnik derailed and crashed into an icy river, killing 17 passengers, but Selak managed to swim to shore with only a broken arm. Just 1 year later, while flying to visit his mother, disaster struck again. The plane door blew off mid-flight and Selak was ejected from the aircraft. Miraculously, he landed in a haystack and survived, while 19 others tragically lost their lives. Over the next 3 decades, he continued to survive one unbelievable accident after another, including a bus plunging into a river, 2 separate car explosions, and a near-fatal cliff fall where he clung to a tree branch just in time. After escaping death 7 times, fate took one more shocking turn. In 2003, only 2 days after his 74th birthday, Selak won Croatia's national lottery, taking home a prize worth more than $1 million. His story is often debated. Was he cursed with misfortune or blessed with divine protection? Either way, his life forces us to rethink what luck really means in a world that's anything but predictable. So what's your verdict? Unluckiest or luckiest man alive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear where you stand on this unbelievable tale. Number 10. The first European country to embrace free beaches. In 1936, Croatia made a bold move that would redefine seaside tourism in Europe. When the monarch at the time lifted restrictions on beach attire, Croatians welcomed the newfound freedom with open arms. What began as a shift in cultural openness quickly evolved into a national identity, positioning Croatia as a pioneer of public naturism. By 2022, around 18% of international visitors explored these free beaches, and a remarkable 91% of them described the environment as friendly, respectful, and secure. One shining example is Kovarsara, located near the town of Vrsar on the scenic Istrian Peninsula. Recognized as Europe's largest naturist resort, Kovarsara has been operating since 1961 and feels more like a fully functioning coastal village than a typical resort. During peak season, it welcomes up to 5,000 guests per day, offering not only sandy shores and sparkling blue waters, but also hotels, restaurants, pharmacies, tennis courts, and campsites, all designed with naturist values in mind. You'll witness serene scenes of women sunbathing with novels, Dutch families guiding their children in the water, and cheerful Swedes enjoying piscine, a local sport played with a small ball in waist-deep water that requires agility and laughter in equal measure. What sets Croatian free beaches apart is the attention to regulation and respect. Signage is clear, behavior rules are enforced, and photography is strictly forbidden without consent. This culture of dignity has made Croatia a global model for open beach experiences. And if large crowds aren't your thing, don't worry. Croatia offers countless lesser-known, equally stunning options to explore. In today's fast-paced world, finding a place where body acceptance and natural beauty coexist is rare. Croatia offers just that. A sanctuary where simplicity and freedom meet the sea. Number 9, the Island of Love. Along the sun-drenched Adriatic coast, where ancient cities meet turquoise waters, lies one of Croatia's most enchanting secrets, an island so uniquely shaped and symbolically powerful that it has captured the imagination of romantics across the globe. Galešņak, often referred to as the Island of Love, is a small, uninhabited landmass nestled in the peaceful Pasman Channel, just 24 kilometers from the historic city of Zadar. What makes Galešņak extraordinary is its almost geometrically perfect heart shape, so precise and natural that it seems like nature itself sculpted a tribute to love. Though it spans only 0.13 square kilometers, or about 32 acres, this tiny island gained global fame in 2009 when satellite images from Google Earth revealed its striking silhouette, turning it overnight into an international symbol of romance. Unlike artificial tourist attractions, Galešņak offers no hotels, no souvenir shops, no paved paths, just raw, untouched terrain surrounded by crystalline waters. Yet its simplicity is exactly what makes it so alluring. Couples from all corners of the world have sailed here to exchange vows in private ceremonies, propose under starlit skies, or spend secluded honeymoons, embraced by silence and sea. The exclusivity of the island, reachable only by boat, adds to its mystique, making every visit feel personal and sacred. Some have even hired helicopters just to witness its heart shape from above, reinforcing how deeply it resonates as a symbol of eternal love. The Island of Love proves that the most profound expressions of emotion can take place in the quietest of places, where nature whispers instead of shouts. For those longing for a setting that blends emotional depth with awe-inspiring beauty, Galešņak stands as a timeless invitation to disconnect from the noise and rediscover what truly matters. Love, after all, is not just felt in the heart, it is written into the land. Number 8. The Museum of Broken Relationships. In the heart of downtown Zagreb lies one of the world's most emotionally charged and unexpectedly popular attractions, the Museum of Broken Relationships. Since opening its doors in 2010, this museum has welcomed over 1 million visitors from more than 100 countries, drawing between 70,000 to 80,000 guests annually. But what makes this museum truly shocking is not just its success. It's the raw, universal pain it curates into art. Inside, you won't find ancient relics or priceless paintings. Instead, you'll encounter a rotating collection of about 200 deeply personal objects, selected from over 3,000 donated artifacts, each representing the remnants of a lost connection. From scorched teddy bears and discarded engagement rings to crumpled love notes and cryptic gifts, every item is tied to a real story. Some merely a few haunting lines, others lengthy letters filled with heartbreak, longing, or closure. What sets this museum apart is its ability to transcend culture. Submissions come from every continent, including countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, Brazil, Japan, India, and China. The shared human experience of love and loss resonates in every display, reminding us that while relationships may end, the emotions they leave behind remain powerful and worthy of reflection. The museum even invites visitors to contribute their own tokens of past love through a dedicated donation room, offering a chance to transform personal grief into global connection. Beyond its permanent home in Zagreb, the Museum of Broken Relationships has taken its message on the road, touring over 50 major cities such as London, Berlin, Paris, Tokyo, Seoul, and San Francisco. Each exhibit becomes a mirror, reflecting not only the sorrow of others, but also our own unspoken wounds. It's a powerful reminder that healing often begins with sharing, and that heartbreak, though deeply personal, is a language we all understand. Number 7. The Tank Graveyard. Roughly 185 miles from Zagreb, deep within Croatia's remote Vukovar region, lies a haunting and unexpected monument to the past. A tank graveyard, unlike anything else in Europe. This vast, open field, untouched by commercial tourism, holds the rusted remains of dozens of tanks, armored vehicles, and self-propelled guns, scattered like silent ghosts of conflict across the grass. There are no signs, no fences, no curated plaques, only a winding dirt road that ends at the edge of a quiet forest. Then, out of nowhere, hulking steel silhouettes emerge from the mist. Machines of war left behind, their tracks sunken into the earth, paint faded beyond recognition, and hatches left ajar as if still expecting a soldier's return. Moss grows thick over their surfaces while vines coil tightly around gun barrels, and weeds push their way through metal seams as if reclaiming the battlefield one crack at a time. This is not an official memorial, yet it speaks volumes. The only caretakers here are the birds that build nests atop antennas and the butterflies that rest on the corroded edges of war machines. At sunrise or sunset, the graveyard is bathed in golden light, transforming it into a surreal open-air museum, a place where nature's quiet persistence stands in stark contrast to the destructive force these vehicles once represented. What do we leave behind, and what truly endures? Visiting such a place isn't just about history. It's about understanding the fragile line between destruction and peace, and the silent power of time to reclaim everything. Number 6. The world's smallest town. Tucked into the rolling green slopes of Istria, about 95 miles or roughly 2.5 hours by car from Zagreb, lies a town so small it's earned a spot in the Guinness World Records. Its name is Hum, and with dimensions of only 350 feet in length and 100 feet in width, it is officially recognized as the smallest town in the world. But despite its miniature scale and a population of just 23 residents, Hum possesses everything required to qualify as a real town, complete with medieval stone walls, a central square, a centuries-old church, and even an elected mayor. What sets its political process apart is a charmingly unique twist. Instead of using traditional ballots, each voter carves the name of their chosen candidate onto a wooden plaque, preserving an age-old custom that reflects the town's deep cultural roots. Though you can walk across Hum in under 5 minutes, its spirit is anything but small. The town is famous for its production of biska, a distinctive herbal brandy distilled from mistletoe, a tradition passed down for generations. This drink, once used in folk medicine, takes center stage each year during the Biska Brandy Festival, when hundreds of visitors gather to taste, celebrate, and immerse themselves in local heritage. Guests who stay overnight won't find 5-star hotels or trendy cafes. Instead, they're welcomed into stone guest houses and family-run homestays where the warmth of local hospitality replaces luxury. Imagine sipping brandy by candlelight, enjoying slices of rustic bread dipped in homemade olive oil, and sleeping peacefully within walls that have stood for over 900 years. Small doesn't mean insignificant. It means preserved, intimate, and authentic. In a society obsessed with size and scale, Hum proves that charm, tradition, and a deep sense of community can thrive even in the tiniest of places. For travelers weary of the overcrowded and the overbuilt, this humble Croatian hilltop town is not just a destination. It's a breath of stillness in a world that rarely stops moving. Number 5. In Croatia, soccer isn't just a sport. It's a national firestorm of passion. Few nations in the world experience football as viscerally and wholeheartedly as Croatia. With a population of only 3.8 million, this small Adriatic nation has carved out a legendary presence on the global soccer stage. defying all odds and expectations. Their historic run to the 2018 FIFA World Cup final, followed by a bronze finish in 2022, wasn't just an athletic feat. It was a cultural earthquake. These back-to-back triumphs didn't merely light up headlines. They ignited the very soul of a country that sees football as an extension of its identity, resilience, and pride. When Croatia faced England in the semi-final of the 2018 World Cup, the tension was electrifying. The match dragged into overtime, nerves frayed, and then Mario Mandzukic struck in the 109th minute. His goal sent not only the ball into the net, but an entire nation into euphoria. Streets across Croatia became rivers of red and white, with flags stretching dozens of meters long. In the heart of Zagreb, Banjelacic Square transformed into a sea of over 120,000 people, dancing, singing, embracing strangers like family, as if the nation had won its independence all over again. People climbed lampposts, waved flares, and draped themselves in checkered flags, while tears of joy flowed freely. Across the country, more than 1.5 million people, nearly 40% of the population, watched the match live, according to national broadcaster HRT. But perhaps even more unforgettable was the homecoming. The Croatian national team returned not just as athletes, but as national heroes, symbols of hope, grit, and unity. Their bus procession through major cities became an 8-hour crawl through human tunnels of joy. Roads were lined with people of all ages, children hoisted on shoulders, elderly waving flags, and families camped out just for a glimpse. They brought flowers, beat drums, and even dressed their pets in tiny Croatian jerseys. This was not just a celebration of victory. It was a sacred homecoming, a parade of pride. Have you ever been part of a moment so powerful that it united an entire community or country? Tell us in the comments. Where were you when Croatia made history, and how did it make you feel? Number 4. Dubrovnik, the ancient city where cats rule like kings. Dubrovnik, perched on Croatia's dazzling Adriatic coast, is world-renowned for its medieval charm and cinematic fame as King's Landing in Game of Thrones. Tourists pour in by the hundreds of thousands every year to walk along its massive stone walls, explore ancient fortresses, and soak in the majestic aura of a city frozen in time. But amid the historical splendor and dramatic landscapes, visitors often discover something even more unexpected and delightfully curious: cats. Not just a few here and there, but hundreds of them, casually lounging on staircases, peering from arched windows, or sunbathing along fortress walls like they've ruled this place for centuries. In fact, it's estimated that between 200 and 300 cats freely roam Dubrovnik's old town, and they're far more than strays. They're cherished members of the community. Locals leave out bowls of water, daily meals, and even construct tiny wooden shelters for the winter months, treating the cats with the care one might give to lifelong neighbors. Their quiet confidence and unbothered presence only add to the mystique of the city, blurring the line between folklore and everyday life. What's more, these feline residents have gone viral. The Instagram page Dubrovnik Cats boasts tens of thousands of followers, featuring each cat's unique personality, name, and even their claimed territory within the city's walls. In a world where urban life often pushes nature aside, Dubrovnik offers a beautiful reminder that harmony between humans and animals can still thrive. So here's a thought. When was the last time you slowed down, observed your surroundings, and welcomed the unexpected with warmth? And for those who visited Dubrovnik, did the cats steal your heart more than the city's castles? Let us know in the comments. Number 3. Croatia hosts over 500 festivals a year. When it comes to celebrating life through music, history, and culture, few countries match the festive heartbeat of Croatia. With more than 500 festivals packed into just 365 days, this nation transforms each season into a stage for unforgettable experiences that blend centuries-old traditions with modern energy. In spring, one of the most sacred and visually moving events is the Za Krijen procession on Var Island. Spanning over 16 miles, this centuries-old ritual features torchlit lines of pilgrims walking through villages in silence, accompanied by haunting church music. Recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage, it draws awe from visitors across the globe, proving that spirituality and cultural preservation can still stir the soul in today's fast-paced world. As the weather heats up, so does Croatia's festival calendar. Summer is an explosion of light, sound, and spectacle. Split becomes the beating heart of Europe's electronic scene during the Ultra Europe Festival, drawing more than 150,000 people from 140 countries. For days, the historic city morphs into a global dance floor, where medieval stone walls bounce to the rhythm of pulsating beats beneath the golden Mediterranean sky. At the same time, the Dubrovnik Summer Festival brings high art into ancient spaces, with ballet, concerts, and Shakespearean drama unfolding within real fortresses. Watching Hamlet beneath a castle's torchlit arches is not just theatre, it's time travel. Then comes autumn, when the lesser-known town of Đurđevac lights up with the Pekokijada Festival, a humorous yet grand reenactment of how townsfolk once tricked an invading Ottoman army with a single roasted rooster. Far from a simple play, this folk celebration features epic horseback parades, traditional cuisine, costumes, and full community participation that breathes life into history like nowhere else. And when the cold arrives, Croatia doesn't retreat indoors. It dazzles. The Zagreb Christmas market, crowned the most beautiful in Europe for 3 consecutive years, turns the capital into a winter wonderland. With more than 200 glowing stalls, classical music and open-air plazas, fireworks, skating rinks, and aromas of mulled wine in the air, the market feels like a cinematic Christmas scene. Only this one is real and steeped in old-world charm. In a time when many cities grow increasingly uniform and disconnected from their roots, Croatia shows how tradition, celebration, and community can keep a culture vibrant and alive. If you had the chance to travel for one season, which of Croatia's festivals would you choose? And why? Number 2, a hidden paradise for food lovers. If your ideal travel experience includes tasting your way through culture, Croatia will absolutely exceed your expectations. Often overlooked in global culinary rankings, this country offers one of Europe's most diverse and flavorful food landscapes, where every bite tells a story of geography, history, and heritage. Croatian cuisine is a rich fusion of influences, blending the delicate elegance of Italian cooking, the bold spices of Turkish kitchens, the comforting warmth of German fare, and the rustic soul of Hungarian dishes. But what truly sets it apart is the incredible regional diversity that turns each part of the country into a new culinary chapter. In the northern regions bordering Hungary and Austria, the cuisine leans heavily into smoked meats, buttery pastries, and cheese-laden comfort food. One standout is the savory baked cheese roll, a golden, flaky delight once highlighted by CNN as one of Europe's must-try traditional dishes, a perfect example of how deeply food is woven into local identity. Travel south to the Adriatic coast, and the experience transforms completely. Here, coastal villages specialize in peka, a time-honored dish where meat or seafood is slow-cooked for 3 to 4 hours under a bell-shaped clay lid buried in hot coals. The result is an intensely flavorful, tender meal infused with smoky aromas and hints of the sea. Dining in these seaside towns isn't just about food, it's about honoring tradition, patience, and craftsmanship passed down through generations. And yet, beyond the plates and flavors, perhaps the most charming part of Croatia's food culture is its relaxed, soulful coffee tradition. Unlike many modern cities where caffeine is consumed on the go, Croatians treat coffee as a ritual. For the price of less than $2, people of all ages gather at outdoor cafes, sometimes for hours, simply to connect, share stories, and watch the world pass by. It's a habit that feels distinctly Mediterranean, echoing Italy in its social warmth, but even more grounded and genuine. In a world where fast food and instant gratification have become the norm, Croatia invites us to slow down, savor every moment, and let food become the bridge between cultures, generations, and hearts. Number 1, the cost of living in Croatia is shockingly affordable. In a continent filled with high-priced capitals like Paris or Zurich, Croatia stands out as a European gem where you can enjoy a high quality of life without breaking the bank. One of the most compelling reasons people are drawn to this Adriatic nation is the cost of rent. In the heart of Zagreb, the capital city, a one-bedroom apartment typically costs between $700 and $900 per month, while moving to the quieter suburbs can drop that figure to just $500 to $600. That's less than half of what you'd expect to pay in major US cities like New York or San Francisco. Food expenses are equally attractive. A full meal for two at a cozy local restaurant, complete with locally produced wine, averages around $40 to $50. And for those who prefer to cook at home, monthly groceries for one person cost roughly $250 to $300. Thanks to Croatia's Mediterranean climate, fresh fruits and vegetables are not only abundant, but also incredibly affordable, something that's increasingly rare in colder parts of Europe or the US. Healthcare in Croatia also provides a surprising mix of quality and cost-effectiveness. A private doctor's visit typically ranges from $30 to $50, and monthly health insurance for foreigners, including access to necessary medications, falls between $60 and $100, depending on age and coverage. When it comes to transportation, Croatia offers efficient and well-connected systems. A monthly bus or tram pass in Zagreb is around $50, making commuting not only simple, but budget-friendly. Altogether, someone living in Zagreb can comfortably get by on a monthly budget of $1,200 to $1,500. And if you relocate to smaller yet vibrant coastal cities like Split, Rijeka, or Zadar, that figure drops even further, somewhere between $900 and $1,100, while still enjoying stunning views, cultural richness, and a relaxed lifestyle. For digital nomads, retirees, or anyone dreaming of a slower, richer life near the sea, this country offers a practical and beautiful alternative. So, based on these numbers, do you think Croatia could be your next destination or even your future home? Comment 1 if yes, 0 if not, and 7 if you want more details about visas and how to relocate. The adventure doesn't stop here. Stay with us as we uncover more hidden wonders from around the world.